Introduction to Neuroanatomy. The nervous system is composed basically of specialized cells, whose function is to receive sensory stimuli and to transmit them to effector organs, whether muscular or glandular. The nervous system is divided into two main parts: the central nervous system, which consists of the brain and spinal cord, and the peripheral nervous system, which consists of the cranial and spinal nerves and their associated ganglia. The central nervous system is composed of large numbers of excitable nerve cells and their processes, called neurons, which are supported by specialized tissue called neuroglia. Neuron. Neuron is the name given to the nerve cell and all its processes. Neurons are excitable cells that are specialized for the reception of stimuli and the conduction of the nerve impulse. Neurons are found in the brain and spinal cord and in ganglia. Unlike most other cells in the body, normal neurons in the mature individual do not undergo division and replication. Parts of a neuron. Nerve cell body. The nerve cell body, like that of other cells, consists essentially of a mass of cytoplasm in which a nucleus is embedded, bounded externally by a plasma membrane. Within the cell body is the nucleus, bounded by a nuclear membrane. Contained within the nucleus is the nucleolus. The cell body also contains the mitochondria, rough endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi complex and ribosomes. The cell body is bounded by the plasma membrane. Other parts of a neuron are axon and dendrites. Axon is the longest process of the cell body. It arises from a small conical elevation on the cell body, devoid of Nissl granules, called the axon hillock. And dendrites are the short processes of the cell body. Their diameter tapers as they extend from the cell body, and they often branch profusely. Classification of neurons. Neurons can be classified according to function, branching of neurites, and size. Neurons according to function. First, motor neuron. Motor neuron transmits impulses from the CNS to effector organs. Second, sensory neurons. Sensory neurons receives input from peripheral structures and transmit it to the CNS. And interneuron. Interneuron connects sensory to motor neurons. Neuron according to branching of neurites. First is unipolar. A single neurite arises from the cell body which branches into two axons or dendrites. The other one is bipolar. It has two neurites arising from each end of the cell body. And multipolar, it has multiple neurites arising from the cell body. Multipolar neuron is the most common type of neuron in the CNS. Lastly, neurons according to size. Golgi type 1. Golgi type 1 has long axons. It forms the long fiber that extends from the cortex of brain to spinal cord and peripheral nerves. Golgi type 2. Golgi type 2 has short axons and dendrites. It is star-shaped due to dendrites spread and it function as interneuron. Neurons of the central nervous system are supported by several varieties of non-excitable cells, which together are called neuroglia. Neuroglial cells are generally smaller than neurons and outnumber them by 5 to 10 times. They comprise about half the total volume of the brain and spinal cord. There are 4 types of neuroglial cells: astrocytes, oligodendrocytes, microglia, and ependyma. Further discussion about neuroglial cells will be tackled in other video.